150 days to go for the CAT exam. How do I prepare? How do I strategize? We'll split this into 3 chunks. The first one will be quantitative aptitude, then comes DILR, then verbal section. There are 3 chunks to quant preparation. One is learning, the other one is practice, and the third one is giving a lot of marks. So how do we strategize on that front? So right now you should think about, there are around 30 different topics in the quant section. So from July and August, as in these 60 days, you should think about covering the entire learning component, probably spend 1 hour a day. So you are essentially thinking about covering one topic in 2 days. So give or take 2 days. You should also look to spend around 1 hour every day in practice as well. Revision is very vital. We'll be releasing a video on how to revise soon. But the idea is revision is very important. So you can't say, okay, hey, I've studied everything and I've never touched anything. I've never went back and revised at all. So spend 1 hour a day in terms of learning for quant. Spend another 1 hour practicing for whatever you're learning and revision as well. So 2 hours a day for the quant section. From now until August, you should be looking at completing the entire learning parts and a major chunk of the practice. So what happens after August? So after August, end of August or beginning of September and October, you look at a huge chunk of your time for quant being spent in terms of practice and slightly lesser in terms of marks and very little in terms of learning. The last 2 months of October and November, you spend a lot of time in marks and very little in terms of practice, even further little in terms of learning and filling the gaps that you have. So essentially from now until the exam, you keep spending 2 hours a day for the quantitative aptitude section, you are definitely good to go. You can take it for granted that you can cross the 95th percentile barrier in the quant section if you spend 2 hours a day from now until the exam on an everyday basis. One more idea to remember during your revision is that when you're learning and revising in the same day, don't time your revision thing. Sometimes a question takes 2 minutes, sometimes it takes 15 minutes, so be it. Don't be hard on yourself in terms of how much time am I spending in terms of revision. But the same time will matter when you're taking a sectional test or a topic wise test or a mock test. So make sure you take in that sense of time later part of your preparation and not in the earlier parts of your preparation, because when from the beginning you're thinking about, hey, how much time am I spending for this question, the more you micromanage, more you have things to worry about in terms of your preparation. I think there is a waste of time to be so anal about how much time am I spending in one question, especially when you're in the learning phases. So first, don't have the time constraint at all. Learn really well, practice really well, and then once you get into the testing mode, you should probably think about timing your tests, timing your questions. Moving on to the DILR section. Tentatively, you're looking to prepare for 1 hour every day from now until the exam for the DILR section. You need to begin from the basics. You need to know the difference between a question that says must be true, should be true, must be false, most definitely would be true, and all of that. These are different variants of the words that can easily make someone get confused or mark the wrong option in a puzzle in spite of solving the puzzle in the correct manner. So start from absolute basics. It is very vital in terms of understanding how a question is phrased, what exactly you are being tested on, and that is very vital in this exam. Once you are done with the basic puzzles, definitely go and try tougher puzzles. Where do you get tough puzzles? 2IIM has a wonderful DILR course where you have probably 120 plus puzzles there, and you also get access to past DILR questions. The mothership for DILR practice is past CAT papers, which is CAT 17 and CAT 18. So CAT 18 and 17 papers are available on the internet for free. It is also available on our YouTube channel, so definitely check it out. This is the closest you can get to an actual DILR puzzle, so definitely take value from that. Solving high quality puzzles, spend an hour every day is going to be more than enough for DILR preparation. Start from the basics and go on until you get tougher puzzles with time. For a more detailed version of how to exactly prepare for this DILR, how do I strategize, there is no set pattern like quant has specific syllabus and all of that. What do I do about in terms of DILR? I guess the top left corner or top right corner if you're looking from the other way around. So there will be a video that we have done in the recent past that will be popping up. Now for the verbal section. Read every day, read at least for 10 plus hours every week, read at least for an hour every day or more than an hour every day. If you think you're really good at reading, probably 45 minutes is going to be enough. If you're not, then probably go for it, maybe 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours, depending on how much you think is your strength. Grammar, absolutely not necessary. Knowing is good but not necessary for this exam per se. Vocabulary is also absolutely not necessary. You need to have a sense of what am I reading, what am I understanding, what am I comprehending. That is the only thing that you need to know for this entire section, though there are 10 questions that are not reading comprehension questions. Now, if let's say you have started reading in Jan, Feb and you're continuously reading, now will be a good time to start getting ideas in terms of, hey, okay, how do I go about sentence rearrangement? Let's say a sentence starts with thus, a sentence starts with an though and an although. So I need to be able to realize that is probably most likely not the first statement in that passage. So the remaining 10 questions, you need to agonize over what is the idea, how do I decipher a question, what are the pointers that you should know beforehand before solving the question. Now is the time to start preparation on that front. It could be about sentence rearrangement or paragraph completion or any other ideas that has been asked in the last few years in those 10 questions. Make sure you start learning in addition to reading also. Same goes for practicing RC passages as well. If you are not yet there, then read a lot, read on a daily basis. I guess definitely we'll be adding a link for our FB group, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you are subscribing and you open the app, it will show you whatever posts we make even on the community, where we post articles on a daily basis. How to score 98 plus in the VARC section in 3 months. The link is available here. Definitely pause this video, click open a new tab, maybe watch it as well. Technically, the first few months until end of August should be intensive in terms of learning, then more intensive, let's say August, September, October, more intensive in terms of practice. The last 2 months of October and November, more intensive in terms of taking lots of marks. Tentatively are looking to give or take 150 days and 3 hours a day. So probably are looking at 450 hours on whole to score probably north of 95 in this examination. It's not a tough exam like everybody says. All it requires is 2 hours of diligent learning plus practice every day for the quant from now until the exam, and probably 1 hour of DILR preparation from now until the exam. And the last few weeks you will be looking at not preparing per se, but more of taking marks. You should also look to tentatively take around 30 marks if I'm not wrong, and you should take a mock for 3 hours, analyze them for another 3 hours. So make sure you take a mock, you analyze them really well, and then find gaps and then go back to your learning board and then fix those gaps. That is how you take value from this process of preparing for this exam. Best wishes for CAT Prep.